Animaniacs 2020, Season 1, Episode 6. Yeah. I'll save my ideas on the third one until we get there.
Yeah, I that third one, I knew I was thinking of you the whole time.
like, yeah, no. Anyway, I'll hold my tongue until we get there. Okay.
Well, well, for the first one, you were complaining there wasn't enough cute dot.
Oh,
You were the one who was like, "What about Dot being cute and smart?"
I
And here you go, cute Dot. You're welcome.
I am 100% sure Dot ate an edible.
Yeah, but that shit lasted a long time then.
Really
28.
potent edible.
And it also started to affect. Well, I guess it could have just been all in her head, but.
Contact tie.
Because her brothers, it affected her brothers too.
Yeah, contact tie. It was that powerful.
Damn.
Or it just drugs work differently on whatever the Warners are. instead of
Yeah.
instead of it affecting their own inner perception of the world, it changes the world into whatever they were perceiving it as.
That works.
Yeah, and there was like it's obscenely cute, but that that belly bowl was why.
Disgusting.
Yeah, like okay.
Honestly, at first I thought it was like shirt or something. Like I've seen people do that with their hoodies before. Turn their hoodie around and fill the hood with popcorn or whatever.
Yeah, well, at least that it's dry and it could be reasonably clean
And
because
there's
you could wash it or
lack of
something. But no, that's just him pulling his flesh out into a bowl, pouring.
Yeah, that was so
oh,
disgusting.
just think of all the belly button lint.
Adds
Hey,
flavor.
yeah, I don't think he would have minded. It's wacko.
Adds flavor and texture.
And I mean all that fur.
although technically this comes in the future, that wasn't the grossest thing I saw.
which you,
Um,
That's next episode.
which also makes it interesting to think about. Like speaking of fur and whatnot, how those those pictures where people have drawn if they were realistic, if they were real, like Simpsons, like Homer, but drawn in a super realistic style, like what he would
Oh
look like
yeah.
if he was in our world. Like it makes you think, what would the Animaniacs look like if they were, if you drew them with like realistic fur and it's bordering on Cat in the Hat, Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat sort of situation. It's
Yeah. That's like seeing much that's kind of reminds me of one art style that I really don't like is when people like draw like animal type creatures but with like human faces. That just gives me like really creepy vibes.
yeah.
Like,
Or when they draw, or when they have those drawings that are too lifelike,
yeah.
but are just so wrong. And you're just like, my stomach churned a little.
and but yeah, I do love the at the end of it, just the just we we haven't stopped singing in 4 weeks.
I know. You know what that made me think of? This is the song that
That
does.
never ends.
It just goes on.
It goes on, my friend. Somebody started
What
singing.
did you get, not knowing what it was.
But no one
Continue
can
to
sing it
forever.
forever just because this is a song that never ends. Ugh.
Yeah.
We should make a 10-hour video of just that.
Yeah.
No.
And it that's the sort of chaotic good style of that song, that type of song, and then it's the chaotic evil of that type of song is I know a song that gets on everybody's nerves, everybody's nerves, everybody's nerves. I know a song that gets on everybody's nerves, and this is how it goes.
Why did you bring back that evil?
Sorry, the evil laugh to start the stream. It got the evil juices going, and it just came
Evil.
out. Like I said,
Thank you.
chaotic evil.
Mehukuti Pagalok Maharani. I am the crazy bitch queen.
Okay, but there's really not a lot to go over in the cutening. It's
Except
cute.
for ew, licking birds. That is where birds come from.
And they did that super realistic sort of style with the pigeon for a second. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of almost a Ren and Stimpy vibe to it. And
it did. I was thinking it had a Ren and Stimpy feel when they were licking the pigeon. Ooh.
People don't like pigeons.
Don't. Although certain cultures do eat them. Anyways.
Yes.
Those are cooked pigeons.
Oh, thank God. For a second, I thought they were raw.
But
okay, well, if there's no more on the first segment.
the only thing that would have made that even better is if they had a Goodfellas reference. A Goodfeathers reference.
Yeah, that's if it had been pesto or something.
Yes. Although
Let me out of this cage! They had to keep him in a little cage or something.
Yeah.
Bust the bajou.
Although, did you notice they did have Dr. Scratch and Sniff in there?
Yeah, I have the Animaniacs wiki, and that was one of the things that they mentioned was that this is the first appearance of Scratch and Sniff in the reboot, though in a non-speaking cameo. But yeah.
Yeah, I was disappointed there was no speaking in that.
Yes.
He didn't speak, but the cuteness thing was grotesque enough. Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Oh,
dear
no.
God, no.
No, that's what those pyramids made me think of.
I'm actually kind of surprised you watched that.
That's what those pyramids made me think of. Candy Mountain.
Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Of course, you watched it too.
Who didn't? Like llamas with hats as well.
I think they actually made more Candy Charlie Unicorn and
They had like 4 or 5.
Yeah, there's not a lot of them, but they just sort of, I think they just sort of put them out when they feel like they've got one that works. So
Yeah.
and there's
putting
like
it out,
12
out,
llamas with
like,
hats.
Huh?
And there's like 12 llamas with hats.
I've never watched llamas with hats. I've seen like one, but I'm like, eh.
It's fairly repetitive in the joke department, but if it's been long enough that you haven't seen it, it can be funny.
Eh. I guess the one I watched wasn't, but I was just like, eh. didn't really amuse me.
So, Close Encounters of the Worst Kind.
Oh my gosh.
I'm
You
surprised
see?
this wasn't about sausages.
Yeah.
They should have saved
Well,
that in
I
Close
mean, they
Encounters of the
did eat.
Worst Kind.
They did eat some hot dogs.
Yes, hot
Yeah,
dog on a log.
fair enough. But yeah,
The log, the log's the best part. Oh god damn it! Gosh,
No,
she
no,
brought
it's more.
the log. I can't get it right now.
yeah. Well, he was. Yeah, it was kind of interesting. You know, they were
I
Brain was looking for Independence Day, and he ended up getting uh
American
Mork.
Idol.
He ended up getting Mork and Mindy.
Yeah,
No, 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 no.
and it's really funny because Ingrid Oliver had just tweeted yesterday about you'll know when the pandemic has finally been beaten by the fact that they open up karaoke bars and everybody should legally have to sing at least one karaoke song to prove they've beaten it. Even those wallflowers who don't want to. And when Brain's like, I just thought of that tweet. Also, I am one of those people who would not do the karaoke.
Yeah, I would kill somebody before that ever happened.
I mean, I like to sing in the privacy of my own, well, not really the privacy of my own room, but the privacy of my own head when I'm either alone or want to be alone and want to scare people off. And when it's the latter, I'm usually singing Fight Like a Girl or some other song that is violent and passive aggressively warning people to get the fuck away from me.
Oh, good choice.
Some funny things about this though is okay. So he fires the transmission off into space. They must have been awfully close.
I was thinking that,
Like
and I
them
was
coming here, okay, that's not a big deal because
I
okay, they're
was
aliens, they have faster than light technology, whatever.
I
But the
was
message getting
really
out there.
I was really trying not to overanalyze it because it's a cartoon, but then my brain kept saying, no, that's not how that works. No, no,
Yeah, it's
no.
like the coming here. That's not a big problem because it's just aliens, and you hand wave it as that's faster than light travel, whatever. You know
Well,
the
still faster than light travel, depending on the distance, considering most that was an extrastellar planet that they were coming from, that would still take them years to get here.
it depends on how fast their
Well,
warp drive is, and also the other side of that was the message they were getting back. It's like that would have taken a long time too,
So, yeah,
no,
unless they're like light minutes away.
no, you gotta understand this. The only thing faster than light is cartoon time.
sure.
Yeah,
The
I mean
speed of
we're playing with the science of a genetically enhanced couple of mice that want to take over the world.
also the scene where they were looking at, it's like they are genetically identical to Earth mice, aside from a few enhancements. And I'm just like thinking the space pig from Aliens in London. the it's definitely augmented. It's alien. It's like nope, nope. It's just a pig. It's just a pig with a alien brain put in.
Can he swing from a web? No, he can't. He's a pig.
Okay.
Spider Pig from the Simpsons movie.
Oh, Simpsons can suck it.
Yeah. Eh, it's just that was what popped in my head. Is Spider Pig does whatever a Spider Pig does.
Okay
uh,
then. But
yeah, it's off the wall, just brain connecting things.
mm,
But
fair.
yeah, it's and the fact that they make almost they make Clark Kent levels of disguises to try and hide that they're not human. Like
I know.
nobody goes, oh no, wait, they're really weird looking. No, it's just like,
There's
okay, what?
cephalopoidal. That the, that pop star looks pretty cephalopoidal,
Well, I
especially
mean,
how people are like, oh my gosh, that the queen is actually a lizard lady or whoever.
well,
I don't
I
know
think
who that.
we're straying towards chicken boo territory.
I mean, to be fair,
No, no,
if
no. I mean, in real life, you
Yeah,
can see
yeah,
yeah,
that.
I know, but like thinking about them, it's like,
Oh yeah, Chicken Boo. Although you can always tell from his tiny feet.
yeah.
well, I mean, to be fair, if they went to like Walmart, they would have fit in perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, that is true.
Um, but I like the fact that like until they armed the weapon, nobody made any fuss about these aliens. Like everybody just sort of whatever. But the second Brain armed the weapon, it's like.
No, it was the second Pinky fucked it up. Brain had it armed and was gonna set it off, but before he could, Pinky fucked it up, and that's when they all went down on him.
Yeah, it was. And it's the song is kind of horrifying. I want to dance till my lips fall off.
Oh, limbs.
Oh, limbs. I thought it was lips. It's like
No, it's I want to dance till my limbs fall off.
okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, that makes a
That's
little more
still a little
sense.
horrifying unless you're a Barbie doll.
It's still bad, but it's not as horrifying as because I only watched it this morning. It's like
No,
it's a Pinky nonsense song. Lips would have been fine. And it's not his song, but it's a song he likes. So
yeah, and it's Pinky rific. Oh,
it's very much up his alley. But yeah. Okay, that makes a little less. That makes it a little more sense, but it's it's still not great. But
yeah. I'm looking at the Animaniacs wiki. The lyrics, I
yeah,
want to dance,
I just
dance,
clicked on it
I want
too.
to dance, dance, dance until my limbs fall off. Whoa, oh, whoa, oh. I want to dance, dance, dance until my limbs fall off. Yeah. Either way, it's pretty grotesque. Although it, I initially thought they said he was saying legs until, although it would have been funny if it was altered because Gabriella doesn't have actual legs.
Yeah.
Because she's a cephalopod. She has.
Oh. Oh, never
And
mind.
are tentacles, not arms, because as far as I saw, the suckers did not go all the way. Because the difference between a tentacle and an arm is the location and placement of the suckers. Squids have tentacles. Octopuses have arms.
Which okay. Anything else to talk about with Close Encounters of the The worst kind.
Nope. And now time for your favorite segment.
Yeah.
Pinky and not Pinky, Animaniacs. Okay, listen. Okay, you are very out of touch politically. Okay,
that
your whole
that
obsession with the Russian thing makes you look like you're a little deranged. Okay, so calm down.
on the other hand, they could have just been making fun of the obsession other people have had with it.
True, but it did.
Lots of people on both sides have been obsessed with this whole Russian thing. Oh, the Russians are colluding with this this one, or they're colluding with that one, and the Russians are trying to take over.
Yeah.
And I've heard it from both sides of the spectrum.
But with the way that their other political statements have been like in the rest of this series, I think it's actually genuine. I think it might actually be just genuine. Like they think this is gonna hit, but oh, we got them. It's like no, you. At first, I was like, okay, oh, they're going political. They're going towards the political, they're reaching for the political bowl. At first, it wasn't that bad because, like, I thought they were just going to stick to, third parties. Okay, that's fine. Third parties, you want to go to the wackiness of the third party, like pools should be open to everybody, sort of thing.
Hey, I'm for that.
The
That was
pool part.
funny, and that was that you can have those. You can have like Vermin Supreme. Go look him up. It's funny, but you could. There's plenty of those sorts of people you could do because there's lots of like third party wacky candidates you could do.
And that's not even what they were doing, as far as I'm aware. I don't really pay attention to politics, so.
Well, I mean, there weren't any
but
particular one, but they were just sort of
but
wacky
I mean,
third
like,
parties.
it making up part. I thought they were just basing it off of things that have party in it, like pool party
Oh
or
yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. But they're also sort
pride
of
party.
doing the third. I think they're also doing sort of a third party sort of, oh, let's have some fun because it's also true that third parties get really wacky sometimes when you get out to some. I'm not talking like the more mainstream third parties, but those are still a little wacky. Those are a bit wacky, but not in the same way. Like libertarians and greens and everybody like that, the people who are close. But you start getting out into the really fringe people, then you start getting into some wacky ideas. But that's how I was like, okay, if they had stuck to just sort of having funny stuff with party on the end of it, that would have been fine. But like it's like, oh, you're trying to make commentary. Cute. Like
Yeah, but
you're not good enough
I
at political
saw it.
commentary to do
The way
this.
I saw it, though, was a mockery of the whole concept of, hey, the Russians are trying to run the election and stuff. I saw it
I
as a mockery of that because of how outlandishly they made it.
I
It
have
wasn't. It wasn't just like straight out. They weren't just saying, "Oh, Trump was elected because of the." Otherwise, they would have made the bot more Trump-like because they love taking pot shots at Trump.
I don't
This
know.
one,
I have
It's
it
still
felt more
they
like
would
a
have been better
mockery
served
of the.
just steering clear of the whole hornet's nest and going with sticking to something they're good at. They want to go cultural, that's fine. You want to talk about like there being reboots, that's fine. You want to go wacky, you want to have like wacky third party things like the surprise party. Keep it out of any real political things. I mean, they're free to do it, but I just don't think they're very good at it. So I think
you know
just stay out of actual politics. If you want to have funny party based third party sort of jokes, that's fine. But just put down the political pipe. You're not good at it.
You know, I have no idea what you're talking about. That drone was just an average American citizen.
Right? Although, not only that, but I think they really shouldn't have put so much political in there just because it was so far from the election that I know it aired around election time, but because it was made so far from the election, they really shouldn't have gone there just because it's so dates itself.
Yeah,
Eh.
it premiered November 20th, so like 2 weeks after the election. 3 weeks,
Yeah.
almost three. Third would be 17, 2.5 weeks or so. But
I mean, yeah, to be fair, they did just like put all of them on Hulu all at once.
Well, yeah, but all of them aired on Hulu well after the election, and it was all made and recorded and drawn well before the election. 2
Oh
years
no,
before.
I'm just saying in
So-
general they should have spaced it out more.
But that part doesn't matter. It's kind of like having a Christmas episode in the middle of September or in the middle of February. You know, like
yeah, I think it.
just negates the whole point of the episode.
Yeah, I just think. I think honestly, other than very broad cultural strokes, they should try not to be, political.
They're dating themselves.
They're really dating. Now that said, we did have Bill Clinton playing sax, but in the original, but it doesn't. They're making so many assumptions about what's true and this is definitely something that people are gonna. That's great. This is a good joke, and it's like, but then the news cycle moves so fast, and you find out no, that was completely fake, or something, and then or that was way over exaggerated, and the truth is actually closer over here, and your political humor, which you thought was biting, just doesn't hit because it's
not only that, but there's been so much news that so much political shit gone down the past 4 years that even the past year, it's 1 year, there's been so much political shit going down that it really anything that might have happened 2 years ago that could have been pertinent is washed away in the shit show.
There's too much going on to stay relevant if you're on that sort of timetable.
I am pretty sure everybody is going to be trying to forget all of this. So this is not pertinent. This is not going to be pertinent 20 years down the line. Like the original didn't really have a lot of didn't have much politics. It didn't really have much to overtly date itself, which considering the fact that they really cut back on the characters, so they couldn't do as much skit style, it makes it more difficult to not try to draw from pop culture. But at the same time, that's kind of why I miss the other characters.
Yeah, I would love to. I would rather this been filled with a Good Feathers. A Good Feathers would have been great right here, and you had so long to think up cool Good Feathers ideas.
Not only that, but it would have made a great tie into the cute part.
Yeah.
Because it would have made a great tie-in because you could have had the Good Feathers and had one of them being the one that they licked and trying to like tell the story of what happened.
I have seen some shit.
Rashomon, the whole situation.
Yeah, you will not believe what just happened to me. What, you telling me I can't? You telling me I'm stupid? No, that's not what I'm saying. What, you think I can't handle the truth? Something like that. That would have made a nice tie into the first part. And it would have been a lot more amusing than freaking I ate the map.
Yeah, it just the news cycle moves too fast for you to stay relevant outside of maybe really broad strokes and a nudge nudge wink wink every once in a while. Okay,
Yeah.
you can do that,
Or, something that is so stagnant that it's not going to change. Like, Trump being on Twitter because he was on Twitter like 24/7 or something like that, like something generic enough that it's not going to
yeah,
be
no,
found in more shit.
but yeah, it's just keep it very broad strokes if anything, and don't try and get too timely with it, because if you get too close to it, too timely to it, you really date it to a specific like year or so. Whereas if you stay more general
You
to
did
it,
to a specific 6 months.
yeah. Well, they were going on about Russia and this and that for a long time before. Oh, Mueller came. Oh, nope, no, there's nothing.
Yeah.
But
They were going on about Russia for both sides for like 3 years straight.
it's like that's all you could hear. Russia, Russia. He's a Russian agent. He's a Russian agent. He's a Russian agent. No, no. Like
The year before, in 2015, 2016, all the way through to 2 years ago, I think it was. Like, I think the whole Russian thing ended. No, maybe about a year and a half ago.
yeah, it's they just kept pounding that, and there was nothing there, and so now it just looks really stupid.
You were like both going on either side. Like Trump was accusing Hillary of being or whoever of being a Russian agent, and then they were blaming Trump, and it's like, dude, are you both Russian agents or
Well,
just?
if you're talking about the Ukraine stuff, Ukraine was different because there's actually they've got it. He's talking on video.
Oh yeah,
Biden's like,
yeah,
I got I got that prosecutor fired, so I give him the money.
Trying to bribe Ukraine with the
With aid.
assistance
Yeah,
to
it's like that's on freaking video him saying it. So I mean,
yeah,
like, the Russian stuff.
I thought it was audio. I thought it was a tape recording of their phone call.
No, well, no, there's actually like him at some summit or something, and he's just saying it out loud. I don't know where it is. I've seen it, but he's like, I'd have to go find it, but I have to go dig it up. But that's the thing. There's actual like in him golfing with like one of these people, like that he was, that his son was in, who has no business being in charge of an energy company, was pulling down huge figures at an energy company, and had no business doing anything with an energy company, and the only reason he was there because his father was Biden. That was the sort of real crux of the Ukraine stuff. There was actually something there, but you probably wouldn't have heard that from if you were in sort of the Twitter bubble. They would have, oh no, that's conspiracy theory. But why is he in a picture with him?
I didn't get my news from that.
No, I was talking about generally, like the kind of people that would be writing the show.
I literally have anything political muted from Twitter, and my Twitter is 1000% roleplay.
Yeah,
like I avoid anything even remotely political on Twitter, just because I am so over it.
Yeah, it's Twitter. I don't even have a Twitter account. because it's such a
I
garbage
60 of
platform.
them, but I have about 60 of them, but I mean,
You
I
use them
have
for a completely different
which
purpose than what they were necessarily intended. but
would you say?
but you use them for a completely different purpose than like it was intended as a personal account to talk about what you think. No, it's role play. It's a completely different usage of the
Yeah.
platform.
Oh my
But
gosh. So somebody took one of my tweets that I had done 2 weeks ago and like tagged Ingrid Oliver in it from my Osgood roleplay because one of the doctors said space, the final frontier. And so as Osgood, of course I wrote, these are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. And bantered back and forth doing the entire intro. And some random person who is not following me and I'm not following them took and quoted my tweet to Ingrid Oliver. So I'm like, shit. Froze my account for like 10 minutes, went through my entire, went through my account, my media, and all of that stuff to make sure there was nothing that's like would offend her. I'm like, although honestly, I've had so many people saying, your Osgood is so on point and so perfectly written. And I'm like, thank you. I'm not really Osgood.
but anyway, is there anything else we wanted to talk about other than just put the politics down?
Nope.
Animaniacs writers, you're not good at it.
While I was watching that episode, I had an entire bag of popcorn.
Ah.
All right. Well,
that is literally, I remember more of the fact that I had an entire bag of popcorn and ate it and had my cuppa more than I remember the episode.
Yeah, it was.
And I just watched it this morning.
On the whole, it was kind of lackluster. I mean, the cutening was a lot of interesting art, but
yeah, the cutening was cute and funny, and I actually quite liked that one. The
it kind of goes down as the show goes on. I think Close Encounters is like a step down from that, and then Equal Time.
I mean, the Close Encounters one felt a little too much like a few episodes they did in the classic. So it was a little bit like, I don't know, repetitious.
Yeah, it was an okay Pinky and the Brain episode. It wasn't knock your socks off, but it wasn't terrible. It was just sort of eh.
Yeah, there was that dead mouse joke.
Yeah, I liked how it tied into the next episode.
Yes, and we'll get to that one.
Yes,
in a moment.
Liked this episode better than I liked this one.
Oh yes, that one was a much better episode.
I really liked. I think the next episode is probably the best one so far.
So any other things to talk about? Generally, quality goes down as this episode goes on. Equal Time is worse. Close Encounters better. Cutening a bit higher from that, but still, it's all it averages out to be about a meh episode. That first animation though, the animation on that first one, wow. Anyway,
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's about all. All right, I guess we can move on to the next one.